In this Map Suite MVC Edition sample app walkthrough, we're going to show you how you can get the difference of two different features. So as you look at our sample here, we've got two different rectangle shapes displayed on the map. And if I come over here and click the difference button, what's going to happen is we're going to take the difference of where these two overlap and just get a remaining rectangle shape that is this outline here. So it's basically going to cut out the piece where the two rectangles overlap. So I'll go ahead and click the button here and you can see what I mean. So now both of the rectangle shapes are gone and all we have is a remaining rectangle shape that is left with the piece cut out where the original one of the original rectangles first was. So this can be useful in a lot of different scenarios where maybe you need to clean up data or you need to find where things don't overlap and just get the outside boundary and things of that nature. So we have a lot of our customers use these type of geometric functions within their applications. So let's take a look at the code so you know how to set this up in your application if you need to. So to get started, let's look at the view source code, and we'll come down here to what code is called when the sample is loaded. And here we just got our standard code where we're adding the map to the page and adding the world map kit overlay. And then down here we are creating an in-memory feature layer. This is what's going to contain our two rectangle shapes when the application is loaded. And we're just going to give them some basic styling, some bluish colors, and apply it for all zoom levels. And then down here is where we actually add the rectangle shapes to the in-memory feature layer, so they'll be displayed, and then we add that layer to the map and render it out. So that's what happens when the map loads and the default behavior of this sample. So then when the user clicks the difference button, what's going to happen is as you can see on the on click here, it's going to call button difference click, which is a JavaScript routine here, and it's going to then do an AJAX callback, calling that off of the map, and say we want to go to the difference feature method in the interactive overlays controller, and when we get done please do this callback and refresh the map that's containing our rectangle shapes, the overlay that's containing our rectangle shapes. So let's go to the server now and take a look at this difference feature method, because that's where the actual heavy lifting is going on. So to do that, we're going to go check out the controller source. And in here you'll see the difference feature method, and as we come into this method, see, well, first thing we do is get a reference to the in-memory feature layer that contains our two rectangle shapes. Then we go ahead and get a reference to one of the shapes. In this case it's area shape 1. If you may remember, we added two rectangles to the in-memory feature layer, area shape 1 and area shape 2. So it's just getting a reference to the first one. Then we're going to go ahead and open up the in-memory feature layer so we can begin to start editing in it. And then you'll see down here we've got several methods, and these are all off of the Edit Tools namespace. So we've tried to group all of the methods that you would use for editing features and layers within the Edit Tools. So as part of our Edit Tools, we've got a transaction system. So in case something goes wrong when you're doing one of your edits and you want to roll back. So the first thing we'd like to do is, or should do, is go ahead and begin the transaction. So we can tell the map control we're going to start doing some editing. And then here we're going to do the difference. And this is the API or the method you would use to get the difference of these two shapes. So in this case we're saying we want to get the difference between area shape 2 and area shape 1. And once that's done, we've now updated area shape 2 to contain the cutout portion. So that difference is going to be resolved into the first parameter of this API. And then since we no longer need area shape 1, we can go ahead and delete it out of the layer. If you don't need to delete it, you could of course leave it, and area shape 2 is going to be the same, so that way they would be completely adjacent. So it's kind of a neat thing. If you didn't want to delete them, you could have them butt right up against each other if need be. And then finally commit the transaction and go ahead and close the layer. And then we are changing the style a little bit on the features, so for this sample, so you can tell that something did happen on the map. And then lastly, we're just redrawing the overlay that contains these rectangle shapes, are now just one rectangle shape, and the difference is completed. So hope this sample has been useful for you. You can use differences for lots of different scenarios. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, or you can post them directly on our discussion forums at thinkgeo.com/forums. Thank you for watching.